So in Impel Down, we are introduced to the Jailer Beast. It was later confirmed that these are awakened Zoans by a crocodile and have the ability to regenerate. However, it was further confirmed in Egghead that this is the usual cause of an awakened Zoan. They lose their minds to the entity inside of the fruit, which is most likely the human conception of the animal within the fruit. With that being said, what's so interesting about this is that we know in other cases, rare cases, a Zoan can overcome these expectations and retain their original minds and attain a new transformation. Now, what's so weird about this is that the only ones that have been able to transform are those with contracts by IMU. Because when we see Kaku and Lucy use their awakened states, they are unable to transform and just have a default state they go to once they are awakened, much like Luffy. So with that being said, I wonder, in order for a human to unlock the multiple forms of an awakening that is usually a beast fruit, meaning an animal, do they have to have a contract in order to curb the tendencies of the bestial entity within the fruit? Because the five elders and Killingham are able to switch their transformations pretty regularly. So with most of the five elders so far, we've seen a full beast form and a hybrid form. And with Killingham, I'm not sure what his forms are, but he has switched forms. He's been a weird centaur guy, and he's been a Kirin-headed human. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but it is interesting that in both cases, both of them have contracts with IMU. Killingham most likely has a depths contract, and then the five elders most likely have an abyssal contract, from what we know about contracts so far. So that's pretty interesting. But with that being said, could you go on a safari and hunt down that subscribe button and click it, hunt down that like button and click it, and ring the bell so you never miss a Polypede Works video. On top of that, if you can, find the elusive hype button and click it too. Thank you so much. It helps out a lot. But to continue, in terms of Zoan regeneration, it's really weird when you talk about the five elders because I don't really know what's going on, because it was recently revealed that the contracts that are given out by IMU, who most likely is a mythical Zoan themselves, give the powers of regeneration, presumably if someone has a Depths Covenant or a Abyssal Covenant with IMU. The five elders most likely have an Abyssal Covenant, so their regeneration is because of IMU, but in being mythical Zoans, they should have higher regeneration than normal Zoans like the Jailer Beast or presumably Lucy or Kaku. So it's kind of weird as to what's helping them regenerate, or is it a combination of the two, which is why they're so hard to put down, because they've got the immortality regeneration going on from IMU on top of the natural regeneration they get from being an awakened mythical Zoan. And yes, I do think the five elders are mythical Zoans. I'm just going to put that out there because they can't be anything else. I don't think IMU is giving out Delve Fruit powers with their contracts or covenants or whatnot. That's ridiculous. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it has to be a combination of the two, which is why I'm leaning more towards there being a power up in the future for Lucy and Kaku, and they might become Holy Knights and get the Depths Covenant, which allows them to become able to use their various Zoan transformations while being awakened. Because apparently, maybe without that covenant, a normal human can't achieve a complete awakening, which allows them to transform into the multitude of states that a Zoan usually allows while awakened. But with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede Works.